tomorrow. And boy, by the looks of it, Mike, it's going to be a record enrollment at Troy University. I rode by there the other day and was looking for a parking lot. I was going to go to the dining hall. Hey, it was nothing, no way to find a parking place. I would have had to go all the way to the Trojan, the old Trojan basketball arena, and park to that parking lot, and that would have been tough.
Yeah, I know they had rush on Saturday at Troy University. I'm sure that went well.
Yeah, and then they had their big freshman deal that they have every year, where the Sound of the South is inside the Trojan Arena, and it was a lot of fun. I want to remind folks out there that the big drawdown, annual drawdown, is this weekend, and it's going to be held at the Trojan Arena. So you folks that have never been to the Trojan Arena, this will be a great time to come out and have a great time. It's a great kickoff for Troy University football. They give away, of course, you have to have a ticket. They're $125, but the party is great. It's a great way to contribute to Troy University, and a lucky winner will win $10,000 in the drawdown. And this drawdown dates back, Mike, all the way to 1983. I remember we were sitting around a Booster Club meeting one night, and Chan Gailey said, we need a way to raise some money. And, well, one thing led to another, and we started talking about having a fundraiser that would be held at the Holiday Inn. And the more they talked, the more I started believing in it. And I told them, I said, I'll guarantee you 350 people. And you know what? If there were, I've never seen so many people in one room in my life. It was close to 500 people at that first Troy University football night.
And then y'all give away a van?
We gave away a van. A van. And then we realized that the van was costing us $16,000 to $18,000, and we were just selling 300 tickets, so we weren't making but about $10,000 or $12,000. We realized that we needed to make more money, so after giving away vans and Cadillacs for 3 or 4 years, we finally wised up and started giving away $10,000.
Yeah, I wonder what old Coach Gailey's doing now. I guess he's just enjoying his grandkids and probably just living in
Well, you know, the guy's got to be a very rich man, because he was an NFL head football coach and made millions of dollars doing that. Whatever he's doing, he's worshiping our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm sure he's doing a lot of lay speaking to churches and organizations, and he's a great Christian man, and I'm sure that's what he wants to do with the rest of his life, is to honor God and be a service to the Lord.
Bobby Bowden is doing that same thing.
Bobby Bowden probably has preached in more Baptist churches than anybody in the country. You know, I mean, you know, he told me one time, I said, would you come to the First Baptist church and preach? He said, all you got to do is ask me.
Yeah,
What did he tell me?
That about him.
Yeah, he was great. You know, it was a lot of fun when Bobby Bowden had that camp. Oh, yeah. You know, they were just regular guys, too. You know, Tommy's been on this show, and Terry's been on this show. And I remember one time I went by to pick up Terry before the show, and he was back there, you know, back then, the old alumni hall, you know, it had what would they call those bathrooms when you had to walk down the hall?
Like community baths.
Community baths, yeah. And I walked down the hall, and there he was. He had a towel wrapped around him, and he was shaving. And I said, Coach, we got that show in just a few minutes. He said, oh, gosh, I forgot. If I hadn't gone by to get him, he would have forgotten. But we had a good time with those guys.
They all stayed in those dorms, too,
didn't they? Oh, yeah.
They didn't stay in a hotel, did they?
No, they didn't. And they wanted to be around the players. And what was so much fun would be to go eat with them, you know. And they told so many stories, and you know, they just regular people. You know, Bobby Bowden was just regular folks, and Terry and Jeff, you know, his brother, great guy, you know, and you know, he was a long-time assistant and offensive coordinator at Florida State, and he would always be here for the camp, and that went on for 8 or 10 years, you know. And
yeah, you know, look for Terry Bowden. Akron put a few scares on some people last year.
Oh, he sure did.
late in the game. So maybe he can turn that program around at Akron.
Anybody that tells you or says to you, and Coach, I think you'll vouch for this, that Terry Bowden's not a good football coach, doesn't know anything about football.
Well,
I mean, I'd hire Terry Bowden right now. I mean, if there was a job open at Troy, I mean, I think he'd be a great coach. You know, right? Thank goodness though there's not a job open at Troy. It won't be one for a long, long time.
Well, a lot of people don't realize Terry Bowden, though, he's like 58, 59 years old. He's not a spring chicken
And
anymore.
the thing about it, he probably weighs, what, 250, 300 pounds?
At least.
Why did he let himself get like that, you reckon? He wasn't like that at Auburn, was he?
He needs to have that surgery probably. It might help him.
Just think what he did at Auburn. He won 22 straight games. He started coaching at Auburn, and he won his first 22 straight games, Coach. Can you believe that?
that's pretty good coaching.
Mike, well, that won't be matched by anybody, will it?
Well, you got pretty lucky. You had a pretty good defense coordinator in Wayne Hall.
Yeah,
when he was at Auburn.
You're right. Wayne Hall was a mean rascal, boy. You know why? He got out of coaching very prematurely. Wayne Hall did. Yeah, you know, he. I don't know if he'd been a good head coach, but he sure was a good defensive coordinator. Mean as a snake, and of course he's a former University of Alabama linebacker under Bear Bryant. But you're right. His defenses were good.
I tell you what.
But you know what? Those personalities, Wayne Hall and Terry Bowden's personalities, about day and night. You know.
If you want a good late game to watch on the first Saturday of football season, Wisconsin against LSU will kick at 8 o'clock.
Oh man, what a football game!
Which channel will that be on?
Wisconsin's got two really good running backs. So
well, that will be the slugfest of all slugfests right there.
Yeah, that'll be a really good game to watch. And then Sunday, you got two games as well. You got Utah State against Tennessee, and then SMU against Baylor.
All right. First of all, let's go back to Auburn and Alabama. Alabama plays at 2. Auburn plays at night, don't they? Against Arkansas. Now that wouldn't be a bad game. Is to leave the UAB game and go to the Auburn game. That'd be a pretty good one too.
No, you wouldn't be able to do that because Auburn kicks at 3. So basically.
I just asked you, was Auburn gonna play at night?
No, I said I didn't know. Auburn and Arkansas start at 3 on the SEC network. So Auburn's going to be going head-to-head against Alabama, West Virginia.
Golly, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either.
You know, this SEC network could be could open up a can of worms. You know.
Well, no, I mean SEC still has. This is just like
do they plan to televise every SEC game every week?
Well, I mean, they'll show every SEC game, but see, ESPN's got over $100 million contract with SEC. So does CBS. The marquee games are still going to be on ESPN and CBS.
Yeah.
Like Auburn, Arkansas is just not a big game anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about it because Arkansas is so bad.
Well, let me tell you this. Right now. They won't be as bad as you think. They've got 2 running backs.
Right now, Auburn will beat Arkansas by 4 touchdowns.
All right, I'll go that route, will you? I'll go that route, will you?
21.5.
Yeah. That's 3 touchdowns. Is that right?
No, but I'm just saying, at home, Auburn will beat them by 4 touchdowns at least.
Well, maybe so, but you know, everything I read about LSU is they've got 2 of the best running backs they've ever had. And, you know, yes, sir. They're comparing them. They
got one that was considered the best in the country.
They think they've got 2 of the best running backs they've ever had at Arkansas.
Better than McFadden and Jones.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what they say.
I watched that kid last year. He's not close to Darren McFadden.
Yeah.
Kid from Miami, the Collins kid.
But McFadden, I mean, they use him as a quarterback. I mean, you know, he wasn't, you know, they didn't let him run the daylight like they should have, you know.
Yeah, I'll call an upset though on that first Saturday is Penn State against Central Florida. I think Central Florida will beat Penn State.
Well, Central Florida has a very young quarterback.
Yeah, that game's gonna be played in Dublin, Ireland.
Oh man, Gene Flowers, of course, we appreciate Martha Lynn and all the great folks at Gene Flowers. Been around a long time, and of course, if you need flowers, call Gene's today, and they can send flowers to loved ones across the country and across the world. Want to mention Edward Jones, Kenny Green this morning, my good friend, and he can help your money grow today at Edward Jones, and we appreciate it very much. Of course, I want to mention the Brick, Mike, and of course, boys still got those great steaks at the Brick, and one of the great places to watch your favorite football game will be at the Brick under new ownership, and of course, new management, and I think you'll like it. The Old Pines Restaurant, now the Brick, on the bypass in Troy, and of course, Mike, Troy's last scrimmage told them one thing is that Dallas Tidwell is still among the runners for the quarterback job. Hey, all you got to do is walk out there, and he jumps out at you more than any guy. I reckon one reason is because he's 6'7", but the other reason is because he can throw a football.
Yeah, well, he's got to have a quick release because the mobility is not there with Tidwell. You can see it. He doesn't have much speed. He's like a Corey Robinson.
Yeah, but you know what? I could see this, and this sounds crazy, ladies and gentlemen, but I can see it. I can see Troy playing 3 quarterbacks.
You can't do that.
Well, let me just say this. All right, right now, Dallas Tidwell's taking snaps with the first unit. Brandon Silvers is taking snaps with the first unit, and Dontrell Pruitt. And Mike, the experience Dallas has, he's been in the program, 3 years, at least 3 years. And, he is.
Don't you think they got to get some chemistry? Don't they need to name a starter?
Well, I don't know. That's just what I'm saying, Mike, is in my opinion, they could play 3 people. And you know what? And take the guy that's got the hot hand. If Pruitt moves them, keep Pruitt in the ball game. If he's not moving them, bring Silvers in. If he's not moving them, bring Tidwell in. And I tell you what, all 3 of them, can do a different thing. Tidwell is probably the best drop back passer of them all.
Coach Sadler, when you're at South Carolina, would you ever wait 10 days in August before you would have named a starting quarterback by now? I mean, isn't this kind of to the point where it's kind of getting, close to crunch time?
I think, especially, like you said, 2 weeks.
It makes no sense to me. You got to name a starter by now.
You got to do it at least
Mike,
2 weeks.
Let me tell you this, Mike. If they're all a neck and neck, what are you going to do?
Well, you just got to go with somebody.
Yeah. Well, are you going to just take a guy and say, all right, this guy's beat y'all out? Are you going to tell those other 2 guys that,
You got to get some chemistry down with these wide receivers. You got to get the deep throw down.
Well, let me tell you this. The scrimmage this week will make a big, big difference. Somebody, Mike, I'm sure they're going to really look at it strongly this weekend. And, of course, this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, not only do we have our big fan appreciation night this Saturday night from the Trojan Arena, we've got a scrimmage from 10 to 12 at the stadium. We've got at 1 o'clock, we've got Fan Day, where you can come out and bring your kids out and meet the Trojans, and that'll be also in the Trojan Arena, I think, or I'm thinking they'll try to do it indoors because of the heat, but it'd be a great opportunity to get out and see Troy. Go to Fan Day at 1 o'clock, and there'll be people serving hot dogs and some other things there, and then of course the big football night, which is for adults. You'll enjoy that starting at 6 o'clock this Saturday night. So we've got a lot going on. School is starting tomorrow. The band is ready to go. Josh, is the band ready? Is the band ready? Look at that. He's got a thumbs up. I was watching Josh, Mike, and man, that Sound South band, those kids work hard. I'm telling you, real hard. I want to mention Sandbook Insurance today, the Denny Sanford. They've got offices not only in Troy, but in Enterprise and Andalusia, and they have a great selection of insurance products to choose from. At Sandbook Insurance, one of the oldest insurance establishments around. I want to mention Sips on the Square. Great food at Sips, and we appreciate them, and one of the great places for Trojans to meet and enjoy great fellowship and great food is at Sips on the Square. Troy Health and Rehab and Oakview Manor in Ozark, 2 outstanding health care facilities owned and operated by the same people doing the same great service to Pike County. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.